But one thing has stayed the same, and that is that film is an extraordinary medium. It's just a brilliant medium. It has, like theatre, it has all the elements of drama for fiction. It has character, plot, conflict, resolution. It has you can compare it to the visual arts, to painting, to drawing. It can document reality like still photographs. It can explain and record like journalism. And it can be a polemic like a pamphlet. It can be prosaic and poetic. It can be tragic and comic. It can be escapist and committed, surreal and realist. And it's just an extraordinary medium that can do all these things. And the question that I thought we should try and answer is, how have we protected and nurtured and developed this medium with this range of possibilities, this great, exciting, complex medium that has all these elements in it? How have we looked after it? Does it fulfill what it could really be? So that's the question, and I'll struggle with a few answers. Now, I want to make three initial points. First of all, film, unlike the other arts, unlike writing a novel, is at once a commodity and a communication. It's a big investment, obviously, so people invest money, they want a return. And on the other hand, it's something that someone has written that means a lot to them. The directors, the actors, everybody involved puts a lot, makes a big commitment to. So on the one hand, it's a commodity. On the other hand, it's a communication. And there's always a tension between those two characteristics. And that lies really at the heart of a lot of what I think we'll probably talk about. The other thing I want to say at the start is that we are essentially one medium. Whether we work in television mainly, whether we work in feature films or in advertising or films for other purposes, it's essentially one group of people. It's a bunch of directors, camera people, sound people, art department. We're one group, and we swash about between the different outlets, sometimes in the theatre as well. But we are one group, and I make that point because a lot of what I want to say will refer to television. Because for me, as Sandra said, television was where I began. It was the springboard. It's one cannot imagine now cinema without television films. Most films are shown on television anyway, whether through DVD or down some other cable or on the main television channel. So you can't separate the two. And the other point is not really a point, it's a confession really. I'm hopeless with the new technology, and there will be, when I'm trying to struggle towards a point, somebody will know in their heads that I should be referring to the net or the web or the digital camera, and actually I can't because I'm too old. So that's just a plain fact I have to live with, and I ask for your forbearance in that. Anyway, I sort of thought how to answer this question of how have we enabled the film to be the extraordinary medium that it could be. Have we enabled this? And I thought, because it's such a privilege to work in this industry at all, that I would try and divide into 4 responsibilities, because I think with the privilege comes responsibilities. So the first responsibility we have, I think, is to the cinema audience. And I don't mean by that, make the film of the lowest common denominator. I mean, are we making the best films, the spread of cinema, available to the majority of people who want to see it? Is it around? Can you go and see it? If you're living in Darlington, can you go and see the latest French film? I guess we know the answer. I want to quote some statistics and a quotation, and I want you to try and imagine the date of each. So it's a little audience participation here. For over 7 years, over a 7-year period, the US market share in cinemas was between 63 and 80%. It varied between those figures. The UK share, which was mainly US co-production, so of course we know where the power lies in that, was between 50 and 30%. Europe and the rest of the world was between 2 and 3%. Between 2 and 3%. So for most people, it's almost impossible to have a choice of films. You get what you're given. Films broadcast on television, European and world cinema, percentage of films shown, not percentage of airtime, percentage of films shown on television channels, 3.3%.